So fresh and so clean. We live.
Mm. Y'all, welcome back to another episode of Herbal Tea Thursday. No herbal tea for me today, but I got some yellow meat watermelon juice. What you sipping on, Shireen?
Some water
Okay,
and a little
okay.
coffee. Wait, we got to turn that because we're not sponsored. A little coffee and a little water. I'm going to cheers to water. Bam. Because I am trying to get my intake up, my water intake up. So,
Watermelon juice has definitely been helping me with staying hydrated because I'm not one who likes to drink just regular water. So it's the H3O for me or the coconut water to kind of make sure I'm getting in my hydration. Y'all, it's called Herbal Tea Thursday because when we first started this, Shireen was going in on letting y'all know that Black Print Compact on the site, and we were talking about like womb healing and everything else. And then as I was going on my journey with polycystic ovarian syndrome, endometriosis, I was realizing how herbal teas have been helping me. So like going to sleep with some chamomile to help relax, ashwagandha. But you got to figure out what tea blends and teas kind of work for you and how they were healing. And so that's kind of where the concept of herbal tea comes from. But we want to know still drinking on things for our well-being because it's a wellness live series. So you might not always see the herbal tea. And you might be like, why do you always have herbal tea? But they don't always have a herbal tea. But we still getting hydrated though, and that's our business.
absolutely. And in that herbal tea is aqua anyway. So it's just a version of the tea without the herbs. All right.
There
So,
you go. And then we're also giving you some tea on our wellness and our entrepreneurship journey. So the tea isn't always literal in what we turning up on. So just wanted y'all to know. But yeah, it's your healthy habits and lifestyle coach, Giovanni. I help those with endometriosis and polycystic ovarian syndrome reduce that chronic pain, eliminate that distress, and minimize those irregular or heavy periods, those heavy bleeding flows, or when you don't even typically have a period all the time, or where your period is here the whole entire time. Navigate and discover what's really going on your journey using my M to the third degree healing empowerment formula. I'm also the host of the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast. Episode 55 dropped yesterday with Deshonda Green, who's also a real estate investor, but also a flight attendant. So you already know them flare-ups hit when you up in the air. How is she managing that? How is she staying resilient? What is her journey of strength with endometriosis? What it do, Ski Shireen?
well, exhale because that was a lot. It is your girl, Shireen Simon. I'm going to take this off.
Hopefully, guys, she means her head wrap.
No.
Oh, okay,
I
because we
was
didn't know
giving
what
some
she was taking off
branding.
and leaving the screen for.
Oh, just so I can grab my hat. So anyhow, it
Come
is
through. Love that.
right,
Yes,
right.
yes.
I have not repped Black Print in a minute, and I love wearing jean hats. So anyhow, I am the founder of blackprint.com. That is an online marketplace for Black businesses, product specific. As Giovanni was talking about, how we started with herbal teas, that was one of the things, as well as the host of Voices and Vibes podcast and the owner of this beautiful spot that I'm in, Perspective Studio Productions. And this week, I dropped an episode, and it is my first solo episode. And my podcast has some new branding to it.
Come on, new
And you'll
Brandon.
see that, yeah, you'll see that as well. And now the episode I dropped, the solo episode, even though my podcast is Voices and Vibes, the episode I dropped is My Voice is My Vibes. So you'll see the branding for that. It will be the same. You'll now start to see the branding change, where, I start utilizing some of the great photo pics that I did for my birthday. Just more frequent. They're on our thumbnails for Giovanni and I, but just bringing that into the branding as well for Voices and Vibes. And then we'll see what we do for Black Print. We'll get around to it. But I am ready to check us in. I have a couple of cards for us.
I'm excited to be checked in, but I kind of just have one question while you shuffle it up just real quick.
Oh,
How
I'm
did
already
it feel
shuffled.
doing your first? Okay. Well, how did you feel doing your first solo episode since it was a first for you?
Girl, it's funny because I was thinking it's going to be so hard. And I was thinking it was going to be hard to just sit there and speak to the camera. That part was kind of terrifying for me. And I know, like, you went through your journey where you started with solo episodes, and it sometimes it's awkward, but realistically, I spend so much time with myself. I talk to myself all the time, all the time. Yes, and the most intelligent people speak to themselves. Yes, they do. Um, but it was good. It felt good. I changed the setup for myself. I moved the big foxy brown sofa and brought in a nice deep green sofa and put some greenery around me and snuggled up with a new throw. And I just spoke what's on my mind, and it actually felt so, so good. So I'm so eager and excited to do more solo episodes and just to share what I'm thinking. The solo episodes still stays on the topic of like businesses. So for Voices and Vibes, I interview Black businesses. And we are not necessarily transitioning, but like enhancing the conversation to go a little deeper and talk about what's really going on. So I do have about 4 episodes like backlogged that those will start to come out now. But for My Voices, My Vibes, which is just a segment for me, is where I talk about what's going on in my business, what's going on in my mind, what's going on with the peoples that I work with or that I don't work with. Like, what is going on? And it's funny because when you go through business, when you start a business, when you're running your business, you have all these experiences, good and bad, and they're your own personal perspective, right? And so
Agreed.
yeah, they're your own personal perspective, and sometimes you need to like tap into other business partners to either have them shake you or have them be like, girl, please.
Mm,
Or to
and
have them
sometimes just
say,
get some good.
girl, that's dope, right? Sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I agree. And then I also like when people say, go ahead and fail fast. So many times people are
Yes.
scared to make decisions and move forward and do this or do that. And it's like, fail, if you're going go ahead and fail fast because you're going to learn something from that. And real success comes from
The
doing the
bounce back.
things and then understanding how to overcome failure. Yeah. I just wanted to know how you felt about doing your first solo episode. Cause yeah,
I
I
love loving it.
absolutely do not like it. I'm starting to get better with doing solo live experiences, and
Mm,
what I've learned from like various people who have been live streaming for a very long time and different communities and how they built stuff. And it's just like, just get out there and talk and just make it do what it do, create the experience, engage. And it's just like, it's getting better, but I absolutely did not like it. I'm still not great at it, but it's just like, I'm going to keep going so I can learn how to be more successful and find that groove
yeah.
and what really works into all of the different components that come into live streaming when you're just talking to yourself.
I love the solo episode. I will be coming to you for advice when it comes to the live streaming because that is one that I'm not. I think the
And that's
difference.
another reason why we got started, y'all. We got
Yeah.
started because Shireen was like, I want to go live more, but I
Yeah.
don't want to do it by myself. I don't want to do it
Oh,
by
so
myself. I need to be
dreadful.
held accountable.
It's
We
so
both have
dreadful.
wellness brands. Let's do
Let's
it
do it.
together. Come on, let's do it
But
together. And that's another reason I got us
yeah,
started.
there's a difference in the feeling. Like when you're talking to yourself, you know no one's there, right? So and you know no one's there. But I think that this one felt more intimate for me, and that's what I like. And I created an intimate environment for me to sit in, so it felt really good to be in that spot and just to like, here, take some of what's going on inside of me, pour
Yeah,
out.
that's good. I like
Yeah,
that. And you also had to evolve into that person to even get
yeah,
to that part to know what would make you comfortable in a space to just sit there and talk. Because
that's
before it was like, I went live, nobody came, I was gone in less than 5 minutes.
but I still
Click,
think they're
that's
two
in.
different. No, but I still think they're different because I have voice recorded a lot of
Mhm.
My Voice is My Vibe. My phone is full of voice recordings from the beginning of this year.
No,
But
yeah, I'm
I do think you're right when you said like I had to grow into it because I had to grow into being comfortable to sit. But I definitely think that is the space that I curated for that is completely different than flipping on Instagram live or TikTok live and having people come
right.
in. It's different, right? And
Definitely
my
a difference
mindset
from a
is in a
solo
whole different place.
episode than a live experience.
Yeah,
Yes,
completely
totally
different. Yeah.
different.
But
Agree.
we are on a time here.
Checking us
So let's
in.
let's get it. At this point, I'm just gonna go with the first one that came out.
Okay.
If you were to take yourself out on a date, what would that look like?
If I was to take myself on a date,
Mm-hmm.
what would that look like? It would look like me in a location where I can see the beach and the mountains from my room.
Yeah.
I would have a massage scheduled
Speak about
at
it.
that place. So I would definitely have a massage with all of the ambiance and making it relaxing, the essential oils, all of those good things. I would have a private chef fix me up a lavish and amazing high raw
Port meets
plant-based
wherever this
meal.
location is, because I'm
And
already there with you. I am visualizing. For me, we're on the mountain. We're overlooking the water. It's evening time. The chef is cooking outside. We're getting the atmosphere, the scent of Mother Nature, and it's all good ones. The pine. Keep going,
all
Giovanni.
of that.
I'm ready. Mhm. No, seriously.
No, I'll stop there. But I'll probably take. I'll also probably get into after that massage. I'll probably get into a really good bath.
Water. There's
After
the hot spring on the side.
after I eat a real good
Mhm.
relaxing bath, and then
Mhm.
just probably lay down on either the bed or the couch or the futon where I can take the view in of just the mountains and hear the waves crashing on the beach. That's what I would do to take
Woo.
myself on a date.
So, geez, Giovanni, listen. I'm on that date with you, but I'm on the other side. I'm on that date with you, but you can't see me. I can see the flames of where maybe you are the butt. Because I listen. A couple of years ago, my grandmother had passed, and I was getting ready to do a hiking trip. Actually, I was getting ready to start hiking, and it put me in a spot where I needed to be isolated, and I just needed to go. And one of my old bosses gave me an itinerary, and I ended up driving 14 hours north to Thunder Bay, Ontario, and just taking this journey to hike. And on my way there, I was at this one mountain. I was on this one mountain because I hike. So I was on this mountain, and girl, you just described everything that mountain sounded like. Your description took me there. So I will be on the top of that. I think it was in Sault Ste. Marie. But when I was in Thunder Bay, I could see the water. But I think at Sault Ste. Marie, I was at top of the mountain. If I go down to the bottom, I found an opening that was almost like a little spot of like a little lake. So I'm there with the masseuse. I don't know if you're at the top or you're at the bottom or if you're on the other hump on the mountain. But if you see a flame, don't be concerned. It's not aliens. It's me. If you want to call me an alien, that's fine too. But it's me. I'm there too. So the only way that it's going to be different is I'm going to also have some music playing. I don't know if you have music playing. I'm going to have some music playing at the top and the bottom of this mountain. And first, it might be smooth, but by the end of the night, it's going to be soca. There's going to be food. Yeah, that date sounds wonderful. I don't need to create a date because you just did it for me. Let's get into this conversation.
Okay, well,
Let's
thank
get
you.
into this conversation.
Appreciate that.
Oh
Now
wait,
you gotta make
I
sure
wasn't on the
now you
comments.
gotta make sure you add yours into that. What would your date look like? Sports Sense, I absolutely love your date. Let me know what music is playing, girl. And that pizza sounds so good. All right, y'all. Now is the time for you to
Getting your
subscribe
wellness
to our
in.
YouTube channels.
Oh.
So if you have not subscribed to our channels and you're watching us on Facebook, please make sure you use the information in the description of this live and make sure that you subscribe to both of our channels. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video, podcast episode, or a live experience, because this isn't our normal time. And sometimes you have to make things work within the schedule, but know that you still will see us on a Thursday. So please make sure that you hit that notification bell and subscribe. We appreciate your support. Y'all, it's time for your wellness wins of the week. Your wellness wins of the week. Your
So I
wellness
want to say,
wins of the
while
week.
you're dancing and singing, I had no idea all these comments were on the side because I was on a different screen on the side. I had no idea all of this was happening. I just came over.
Absolutely
I'm like, what's
love these vibes.
yeah, the ladies
Yes,
are
I
in. The
like
ladies are
it.
in.
I like it.
Yes.
Yes.
So
So
Giovanni,
wellness wins.
I was going to ask you,
String wellness win.
why don't you keep going? Because you're going. So
Now,
what's
let's get your wellness win in case
no?
I need to
I
use
need some
words.
time to think. Go ahead, girl. What is your wellness win for the week? Oh, she drinking. Honestly, okay. So my wellness win, I have mine. My wellness win is having other business women feed into me this week.
Mm.
Because sometimes you going through things as you're working and you're building, and things come up that might distract you, right? Distract you from where you're going, what you're working on. And I'll say that I probably got distracted maybe once or twice this week. But there's a few select women that I speak to on a regular basis. Giovanni, you were one we spoke last night. Giovanni's was like the harshest. Actually, two people. Yeah, yours and somebody else's. It's not harsh in bad word. It's straight talk. And sometimes that's what you need, right? You need a straight talk so you can just get to where you're going. Actually, when we hung up, I laughed because of whatever you said. I was like, Giovanni ain't no joke. She said, la, la, la. And I had to laugh because sometimes you have to be able to laugh at yourself so you can get past whatever's bothering you. Like, oh, you want to be there. No, what the fuck would I want to be there? What? That doesn't even make any sense. Oh, but you have a choice. And I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't, like, if something's bothering you, even if you have a choice, sometimes it just takes time to let it go. But the thought of like, wanting to be there was like humorous to me. But it's like, then let's keep going. Like, let's move past this distraction. And that was the underline of it. Excuse me. Sorry. So
I like that. Come on, wellness win. That's a beautiful one, Sheree.
people pouring into you, women pouring into you.
Agreed.
I spoke to a few different businesswomen that helped this week. How about yourself?
I like that. I would say my wellness win, because that gave me some good insight. So I'm kind of bring it all together. Wellness win. I felt good on my live on Sunday during the last football game, the meal prep. It felt really good. I was excited. It just kind of felt a little bit more natural. Again, I'm just getting my reps into it. It's not perfect. It's not ideal. I might have repeated myself on certain things, but that meal prep, juice prep when I was juicing my yellow meat watermelon, that was a really good time on live. I actually had fun on that one. And then after I went to a community meeting on a Zoom, and they were talking about lives, and they were like, just get out there and do it and engage. I did mine, and I talked about my mono fast, and I had fun talking about that too, and talking to the people who actually came into the live and engaging. So it was fun. Nice. So this week's lives, I've had fun, even though I haven't gotten the best feedback from it. Like there's still things I have to work on, like you say all the time, Shireen, like with storytelling and different parts of the story and breaking it down. Like I'm nowhere near those skill sets yet, but I'm going to keep going and find ways to improve it. Speaking of improving, while on that live, one of my accountability sisters, Nayetta, was sending short messages on the things that I talked about that could easily be done as a content or another series, and just specifically talking about that. So simplifying it for me to
breaking it
see
down
it in a different way. Yeah. And that was really beneficial. And I enjoyed that, as well as being able to take a deeper dive, or that approach to take a deeper dive, and learning more about my client avatar, how they think, how they feel, so I can better articulate the messaging and the stories to speak specifically to them, and not just kind of freestyling or just flowing with it all the time. So I'm gonna say those were my wellness wins, so to speak.
I want to add one now that you went through your list.
Excuse me. Okay.
I think 2 weeks ago, Giovanni, we talked about 21 days of getting in more
Fruits
fruits
and
and
vegetables.
veggies. And on Sunday, I went apple picking by myself. I love nature, so you'll find me in these spots on mountains, apple picking by the lake. So I live by the
14
lake.
hours in one direction.
Listen,
I'm not listening. Keep going.
I'm Mother Nature and I are like this. We cool. And so now I have like this 20-pound bag of apples. And honey, I've been eating those apples, all kinds of apples. I am getting it in. And actually, I've been in the gym. I have been in the gym at 6:30 in the morning. I didn't go this morning. I didn't sleep well because I have a lot on my mind. So I was just kind of like up. But I've made a decision, a very conscious decision on the days that I don't make it to the gym. And it's okay because I could use the rest day, just to eat a little lighter. So definitely know I got like 4 or 5 apples. I've already ate like 2 of them.
You make me miss apples. I really enjoy starting the month off on the apple mono fast. Like I would run
Mhm.
that back,
I
especially
feel
since
like I'm
apple
on it.
season.
Feel like I'm on it.
Gotcha. I think
Yeah,
you definitely have the toolkits to do it.
yeah.
Ooh, apple turnovers, apple
I
pie
wanted to make some
turnovers, dumplings.
applesauce.
Mm,
That
that
I'll get
sounds
there
good.
Saturday or Sunday. One of those days I'll make some applesauce just to make sure I take advantage of it.
Mm,
So
that sounds
I
good.
think we should get started because I know we are limited for time today. Um, and we are really talking about, I think, was it last week where we did creating opportunities?
Yeah, we talked about creating opportunities.
And now this week it's almost like a spin-off, and it wasn't intentional. It just happened that,
Flowed.
yeah, it flew directly to us and said, you're supposed to talk about pitching tips. So teach your ways, Jojo.
She
Teach
don't want
your
them.
ways.
She don't want them. You know Shireen don't want them.
What are we talking about? The apples in 10 different ways? Is that what we're talking about? Oh, well, that's not what she's pitching today, honey. We're talking business pitching. Actually, no, wait. Sorry. For Giovanni, that is business pitching. Actually, let's just throw that comment right back up there. Because no, Giovanni, she's right. We made a joke, but like you're in that space of putting nutritious things in the body to help your body heal. So really teaching your ways of like 10 different ways to eat apples is
Now, I
what
did not come up with the 10 different ways to eat
I know.
apples.
I'm just,
But if
girl,
I was Shireen and I
no,
had a
not sure.
20-pound bag of apples
Apples.
and
A
I wanted to
variety, baby, a
maximize
variety.
the opportunity to
The
just
opportunity.
consume those apples for
How you gonna
maybe, let's
slice
say,
them?
what did Nayetta say? 3 days. Do a
Mhm,
3-day mono fast with just
mhm,
apples. I would definitely juice the
mhm.
apples. Oh my
Okay.
goodness. I would juice the apples. Apple juice is so good. And it
Are we
just
talking?
hits
Wait.
the body in this
Are we talking juicy juice smoothie or juice? Like juicing or
juicing the
smoothie?
apples, putting those
Okay.
apples out of that 20-pound bag into a
Mhm.
juicer and letting it just flow.
So,
That's what I'm talking about. And then I'll add some water to it. I'll add a little bit of water to it. Like I'll probably do like all juice and then maybe like around here, I'll
just
stop
water.
and let the rest be water and just kind of shake it up.
So I have a
So
question
I would
for you.
juice it. I
Wait,
would
before you go into your next recipe, because I've been thinking about juicing, and this is like I'm really don't know what to do with the leftovers of. I have a really good masticating juicer, right? So it just makes it dry, but I do not like the waste. Like I don't want to waste it. So if I'm not gardening, because that is really good to put into your soil,
That's
but
exactly what we were doing, giving it to my brother because he's gardening it to put it in the stuff that he was doing. Because let me tell you, Shireen, I am not a success person when it came to that. So the
let me see
dryness,
that
it came out
thumb.
like
That ring.
bricks and brown. So it came out like bricks out of the juicer. I put that in the dehydrator with some cinnamon on top.
Mm-hmm.
It was so nasty. Like I tried to eat like
That
2
is
bites
too
and dip it into
dry.
my applesauce, and it was just like, ew. Then I took some of the pulp and I smashed it, and I said, I'm gonna make some apple fritters. Put it in the dehydrator, took it out. It was disgusting.
Wait,
Looked
wait.
good, but it was nasty.
So did
So
you find anything besides soil, or that was it, just soil?
no, I'm telling you that's what I ate out of the juicer from the pulp because you didn't want to waste it. And I was trying to recreate it into something to eat. And I'm telling you, it was nasty. I was not successful at that part. I called them like apple sticks because it looked like the little bricks that came out the juicer when it comes out. Have to check the video, but it was not good. The fritters, put in dehydrator, try to eat it. It was not good. It was just not ideal. And so I wasn't good at that. So made the apple juice. The stuff that didn't go inside gave me automatic applesauce. So that was my second thing that I enjoyed from
Wait. I think I have a solution. I'm going to let you tell us the rest of what you cooked, but I think I know what we can do with it. What about an apple crumble? And if we mix it with something like oats or something, and it becomes the top of like an apple crumble. And
it's
so you
possible,
can have some brown sugar.
Me being on a mono fast, adding
not
in
just you, like anybody.
to make it. But that sounds good because you know how to cook. So I would think that might be good. If it's going to taste like the crumb from a CC's pizza when they be putting it on that apple dessert pizza, if it's going to give me that type of crumb crust goodness, then do that thing, Shireen.
A little brown sugar, maybe a little oats or something. Maybe toast it, put it in the oven.
You could. I just dehydrate because that's live.
But this is not just about she's on a raw diet too, so you can do it differently. But yeah, we're not just talking about how Giovanni could do it. We're talking about what to do with the leftovers, right? Because even Giovanni says to her audience, do this, but if you're not on this and you're just taking in more, she can also give advice to the audience of what to do with the rest.
Possibly, but Giovanni also is not a baker. So she wasn't really good with just creating all these different types of desserts, like Cynthia said, with the turnovers. I've never made a turnover or an apple pie type thing like that. That wasn't my thing. So that's not my expertise. I like to eat. I don't necessarily like to be in the kitchen like that. And if I'm in the kitchen, it's going to be quick because I'll be ready to eat.
that leftover is flavorless.
It was, and I just tried doing some cinnamon. I even put a little sea salt on it. I was just like, this ain't it. I tried it with the cinnamon too, Nayad. I was trying to give it some life, but
I think for anyone that's not on that healthy journey,
right? I did do apple chips,
brown sugar or cane sugar with the cinnamon.
There you go, with all the sugar. Like, yep. So I think you should try that. Shireen, you got all these apples. I think you should do some of these things that you're considering, and flipping some stuff and seeing what type of crumb and desserts and stuff that you can add to it. So then you have my high raw journey and then Shireen's vibes of how
you need to purge from all this sugar journey. Okay, what else did you cook with the apples?
Oh, I did apple chips. I did the little mandolin and did apple chips and put in dehydrated. That was really good too. Of course, ate the apples and ate the different types of apples. So it was a vibe. Like I love the green apples at the start of the day. And then like towards the end, I'll probably eat like the red apples. That was really good too. Yeah. I wanted to take the apples and cut them in like matchsticks and put them in a dehydrator so I can have the apple fries. What up, Monica?
Hi, Monica. That's my brother's mom.
Monica. Hi, your brother's mom. So I would have done that. So that would have been nice. But y'all, it's time to get into these pitching tips. Yeah. Because we're about to get out of here and we're on this apple flow. I think it's because we're on the lunchtime vibes. And we're here getting caught up on the food. Yeah. But y'all, we're talking about pitching tips. So Shireen was talking before when she was talking about creating opportunities. And she was like, oh, I'm pitching to different people. And I'm really, really excited about pitching. And she talks about she told us about how she's really been able to transfer those corporate skills into her entrepreneurship journey. And it's like, sometimes people are so happy to just be done with the corporate life or 9 to 5 or working for other people. And then when they get into their entrepreneurship journey, so many more of those skills, they're now able to show up for themselves because they've been doing it for other people for so long, to allow them to make a way. And so Shireen was talking about pitching as creating her opportunities. And I was just like, ooh, Shireen. I don't necessarily understand. Go ahead, Shireen.
What's the question? You don't necessarily understand?
I don't necessarily know how I get out here and really find a way to create opportunities to have conversations with other organizations or businesses, in order to create different experiences or opportunities that we could align together. And she was like, "Ooh, but Giovanni, I love doing stuff like that." And I was like, "Oh, well, give me some pitching tips." So today she's here to give me some pitching tips because I gave her some examples of how I've been able to, on my journey, doing what I do, exploring and experiencing the things that I've experienced, I've been able to put on other businesses, other restaurants, and people are now going out and trying those foods, and they're loving it because they're seeing my content. They're seeing me do it. They know me. They're asking about options when they go and see it. And even people saying, "Oh, I went here just because I saw you eating that raw chocolate donut, and I went this weekend," and telling me all about their experiences. And it's like, how do we create more of these opportunities to be valuable for me and those industries and organizations and businesses to be able to collaborate and do things with even more value together? And so Shireen was like, "All right, I got you." So here she go, y'all. She got me.
I
in
don't
5
know.
minutes.
I got everybody here,
but from Shireen.
So I think that I don't remember who I heard it from. I feel like it might have started from Mario, but even in corporate, the one thing that I can think about is when you are pitching to any organization, whether it is a small business, big business, they want to hear how they benefit. It is not about what you need. When you are thinking about the pitching idea, you're like, "Ooh, this will be so good for my brand, my this, my that." That's not what aligns with the other party. And it is a partnership of some sorts. So you need to think about what do they need. And I believe it was Mario who had said, it starts by listening to what they need. Because if anything, we are making assumptions. We know what we need. Either we need more audience, we need more subscribers, whether it's our newsletter, our channels, we need more listeners, we need more viewers, we need more money, but so do they. So it's understanding your partner's pain points. That's actually where it starts to get to know them. Okay, well, what's going on with you? And if your listening skills are on, you will start hearing where their gaps are. You will start listening to what their problems are, and you're essentially problem solving, right? So that's where I think it starts. And for yourself, you kind of take it back and think, what can we do together that elevates both of us, right? That puts us both. Yep, that's it. She said connecting, Nayetta added connecting with their values. Excuse me, sorry. What can we do that elevates both of us? So what do they do well and what do you do well? And then you kind of combine these two, right? So Giovanni actually mentions a couple of restaurants that she goes to. To me, it only makes sense that one thing you can do in marketing is create an affiliate link. If you are constantly saying this brand's name and not getting recognition, you need to go back to that brand and be like, "Hey, by the way, I bring you up." And by the way, I'm not even doing this. As we talk about this, we use 2 sets of cards to check us in and check us out every single week. And I have not gone back to them and say, "Hey, we do this." But it's an opportunity there, right? We it didn't start out that we were looking to make money off of that. But if you are constantly using it, utilizing something because you believe in it, it aligns with your values and you can connect with their values. That's a great starting point. So that's like probably the second thing. So the first thing is you're listening. You're understanding their pain points because what you're offering is a solution, right? And then the second thing is you want to make that I want to use the word affiliation, but you want to make that connection between their values and your own values. And it really should be something that you believe in. So I know when people go and they have a brand deal with like a skincare product, they're probably using that skincare product. Like I have eczema. I've talked about it multiple times. It doesn't really flare up on my skin, except for maybe sometimes around here. It gets a little darker, right? So for me, finding a skincare line that can cater to my type of skin, my skin type, that can cater to my condition, right? That can cater to my condition in different environments. So I live in Canada. If I go and visit Monica, for example, she lives further west than me. It's colder. The weather's drier out there from where I live in Toronto. So, what can I use that product out there? If I go hiking, does that product align in those temperatures? If I'm in Texas visiting Giovanni, when I was younger, we used to go to New York often. And it's funny because I was going to wear my New York hat, but I didn't. We
Glad you didn't. I like the BP hat.
I thought I'd throw on some jean today. We used to go to New York often, and I could only be there for about a week or 2 weeks, and my eczema would flare up because of the temperature, because of the heat. Same thing of my family's from Trinidad, but I was born in Canada. So if I'm in Trinidad, so you got to look at those solutions so that they align, right?
So my question would be, Shireen, because I heard you say listen to their pain points, have active listening, and I've heard Mario say that too.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get to a point where you can listen to them? How do I get that? Do I just go order my food and start talking to them and say, what are your pain points? Like, what
Absolutely.
exactly would I do to set up a call to have that discussion and to hear and learn a little bit more? Or is it all just research and I assume what I believe their pain
No,
points?
it is a direct conversation. So for if I'm Giovanni and I'm going in there, I'm going to say, "Hey, I am eating this food every week and I'm loving it. Like I truly support it. I hail you out because I believe in this. It allows me to enable my lifestyle. So, like how is business going? What could you use help with? What is your audience um what is your audience saying, right? Like just understand them, and it's very authentic, genuine questions. So Naya is saying your relationship with them, how are you doing today? Slow today? Like exactly. So you're trying to understand what's going on in their world. And it's not like what are your pain points? It's real questions. If you were talking to your girlfriend, you're talking to your cousin, you're talking to your family member, you're going to be like, Giovanni, yesterday, the first thing we said, how's the week going? Right? It's not like what's bothering you this week. It was how's your week going? So it's no different from you talking to your true friend. You have to have a genuine interest in them. Just like I said, you need to align with like the type of product that they have. It needs to be genuine. So it's really wanting to know what's going on with their business. Um, and some people will share and some people will not. And you say, well, if they're not really forthcoming, you might want to say, well, I want to think about how we can work together because I really do believe in what you're doing. I'd love to promote your brand more and in turn, let my audience know more about you because my audience, Kate, like they align with what I'm doing, right? Yeah. And so you see them speak on what you've observed and stuff. Exactly. But they will let you know what's going on.
And I
That's
think that's true. And I love that you said build a relationship with them. One person I definitely have a relationship with, I will send text, see how you're doing. I see the restaurant is closed. How's everything going? Checking
yeah.
in on health. I have that relationship. It's not all business on that one person
Mhm.
and that restaurant. And then in regards to the other, I've seen them at events. I make conversation when I'm at the place. I've invited to be on the podcast. And so even when they're talking at the panelist type thing and they were forgetting something that they didn't know, I filled in and had their back in regards to that. So you've seen me, I've seen you in different places. It's not always just, getting something from you, but it's like, what do I do to take that next step,
Yeah.
forward?
So let's talk about when you don't have a relationship with them, but you still want to work with them, right? Sometimes you might show them an example of what you can offer. If you're a new business, you might do some things for the free. Girl, I think my next solo episode is going to be like, I'm done doing for the free. But you start off doing a few things for the free because it shows them what you can do. It might give you experience if it's something new that you're trying to get into. Excuse me, sorry. It will make you understand how you can improve whatever it is. But it will also let them see the value if they're not accustomed to seeing the value in what you're offering. So sometimes even doing a few things for the free also helps you build into your funnel. I feel like I need to sneeze. And then from there, you can now take that example, or I would say a use case, and you can take that, or if it was like some sort of pilot, that success story, and you can take that as an example and pitch to a whole other company. We did this. But if you are going to pitch, you want to make sure that you are telling the other company how it's going to benefit them. Because the first thing that they are thinking about is like, what's
Sorry, y'all. This is what I got so far. Vibe with me. Thank you, Nayetta, for dropping things into the comments as well. But how will it benefit the other brand? And then I also think when Shireen said that, it makes me think, how does my target audience, people with endometriosis, polycystic ovarian syndrome, adenomyosis, how do they benefit from being able to be exposed to this type of food or service or product? So making it personal for my target audience in regards to how it's benefiting. And it might be a population or a subgroup you didn't even consider that you were actually helping by providing this type of food. So that's what I got when Shireen told me, how will it benefit the other brand? And saying kind of like what gap you're now meeting that you might not have ever thought that you were even meeting that gap. I understand talking about their pain points, that comes from a conversation in order to figure out ways that I could probably help or be able to address that to solve their problem. And then how this can elevate both of us. How can this be a win-win situation or vibe? And I also love the connecting with values. Clearly, we all like to eat. We're eating whole foods. We're mindful of what we're eating. So it's a different level there in regards to values, just in what we're consuming. So I think that's good. So I love building a relationship and speaking on what Nayetta said, speaking on the stuff that I observed in regards to what's happening and what's going on. So I think I feel better about knowing how I can approach the conversation after building those relationships. I too understand exactly what you mean, Shireen, when you say, doing things for the free. Because at the end of the day, people have to know, like, trust you. In the words of Nayetta, they got to date you a little bit. People just automatically, commit to somebody they don't really know or they haven't seen but so many times. And then other times they do, when it just absolutely makes sense straight off the rip, because you know what, you're what we're looking for. And we always know that a no just means it's a not for them. And there's somebody else,
not right now,
not right now, and that there's, other things out there that you could still find, because people are looking for you. People are looking to collaborate with you. People are looking for your purpose, your light. And so my thing is just get out there and do it. Just get out there, build relationships, see what options and opportunities are out there based on what we talked about last week, creating opportunities to just see how it's going to go. So I know 2025 is going to be amazing for my KISS girls, my Keep It Simple Sis accountability group members. And I hope everyone is just kind of getting their mind together on the things that they need to do to get their reps in to finish out 2024. So 2025 can be absolutely amazing for you.
So the only other thing I would add is like, try to create, nothing is new. We said that I think last week as well. but try to see how your offering can be a little bit more unique than the average person's offering. And it could be the littlest thing that you add to it. I know someone that sells a product and they double the quantity in their product. So it's actually, I'll mention it's LaFuck. I've interviewed her, so you can go and check out the previous interview with her. But for her, there's a what I can't remember what the name of the pill is that she sells, and it's an organic pill. They double the quantity in their packaging. So where people typically get like 20 pills in their bottle, she gives like 30, right? So you're adding value, or you're giving something different, or you're doing something slightly new with your own twist on it. And even if you're doing something that's the same as someone else, sometimes it's just about you and your personality, right? Like what your flavor, what you bring to how you execute your character, your vibe, right? You are you, and people can imitate, but they can't replicate you, right? So, the energy that you bring, it might just be the energy that they need or that they align with, and so, if they don't, they don't. Say la vie.
Agreed. Agreed. I
Mhm.
absolutely love it. All right, so get ready to check us out, Shireen. Y'all, in the description of this video, you could find the 8-week empowered journal. Y'all get that journal and vibe out. Get that journal and vibe out. It's 8 weeks. Show it for yourself. Identify some of your behaviors that you already have. Look at some of your habits and see what changes you would like to meet. To make over the next 8 weeks as you continue to show up for yourself each and every day. Each week also comes with 2 weekly journal prompts for you to do a deeper dive reflection for yourself. So go ahead and get that journal. And if you're wondering, like, I don't really know where to start, go ahead and click the other link and book a call. And so I can help you start to make some changes so you can start seeing some different things for yourself based on what it is that you want to focus on and your healing journey over the next 8 weeks. All right. Absolutely. FREE. I just want to help guide you and get you started in this aspect and journey to get you towards your goals. So check out the links in the description of this video. And y'all, it is ending Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome Awareness Month. I appreciate y'all for vibing with me with these mono fasts as I also raise awareness for PCOS. Make sure you check out all the little short clips and the snippets that have been repurposed from the podcast episodes of those who shared their journey of strength on the Empowered Place, Empowered Lives podcast. That playlist is on YouTube. I think it's called like Empowered Moments. So there's some snippets, some smaller snippets of the podcast episode for you to go check it out and learn a little bit more about what people have been experiencing with PCOS and what they're doing on their own personal healing journey to reverse those symptoms. Y'all, it's your Healthy Habits and Lifestyle Coach, Giovanni. I appreciate y'all for coming to vibe with me today.
Us to vibe with us today.
Vibe with us today.
Yes. So, the only thing I'm going to say, I'll keep it short, is to just check out the solo episode I dropped. I was going to add to that, and I kind of just lost my train of thought, but it's kind of just really what's going on. It tells the journey. That's what I was going to say. It tells my journey of how I got started with the studio. And it's kind of interesting. So it's kind of fun. One thing, I did pull our card to end us up,
Okay.
to wrap us up, and the word is you.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
And so it is saying to put yourself on your to-do list, if only for 5 minutes. With that, I would say, like, think about your wellness wins. Earlier, I think throughout the summer, I kept saying, I really want to get in the gym. I really want to get in the gym. And it was the mindset part for me. And I know that when I get there, I am going to go. And then it got to the part where I was dressing to go to the gym, but I wasn't in the gym yet. So I was like, okay, I got to get in there. Let me get dressed. Let me get ready. So there's no excuses. Let me have my clothes out the night before so I wake up early and I can go. But I wasn't there yet. And then luckily enough, my daughter needs to go to school at like 6 in the morning. So I would drop her. So it was like motivating me. And I'm like, wait, if I'm dropping you at 6 in the morning to the station, I'm going straight to the gym. Well, now I'm going I'm going more consistently. And now the diet part is changing because all of those things are aligning. And it's really because I put me on the to-do list and on my to-do list, and I'm carving out that time. And then you heard me talk about today where, okay, it's going to be my rest day today because I'm not going to make it in. But on that rest day, what can I do to make sure I don't want to say sabotage, because I'm not taking things out of my diet. I'm being more responsible with my diet. I'm not if I want something, I'm going to have it, but like within moderation or within small portions. So a few weeks ago, I had bought containers to meal prep. And I've done all of this before. I've meal prep. I used to run at 5 in the morning. I had lost like 40 pounds just running a few times a week and getting in the gym, lifting weights. And so I'm slowly getting back into that, simply because I put myself on my to-do list. So I would say put yourself on your to-do list. And even if it starts with just the mental part and it builds up until you're actually doing what you need to do. Yeah.
And I'm going to just say, you're worth it. You're worth all the aspirations, the goals, the things you say you deserve. You're worth showing up for yourself every single day. You're worth the love that you know you deserve to give yourself. You're worth the care that you know you deserve to give yourself. And it starts with you. You. So go love you, go care for you, go make the best decisions for you, and go get everything you can that you know you deserve. But most importantly, the world needs you. That's why you're still here. So go be you.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, we appreciate the absolute loving energy. We thank y'all for coming to pull up with us in the middle of the day too. So thank you for being a loyal part of our community. Thank you for engaging in our conversation. And y'all, we'll see y'all next Thursday. Next Thursday. We love you. We thank you. Thank you for vibing with us.
Thank
Tea
you,
Thursday.
everyone. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Bye.